My name is Claire Harris and I'm a physiotherapist and I work in secondary care, which means I work in a hospital. And I see patients that have axial spondyloarthritis. A flare is when you have an increase in your symptoms. So this might mean that you experience an increase in your pain, you may have an increased stiffness in your back or in your neck, and you may also feel an increase in your fatigue level, so you may feel very tired all of the time. Or it may be that you have a mixture of all of these symptoms. You'd never know quite how long the flare is going to last. It may last a couple of days, it may last a couple of weeks. If it does last a couple of weeks and you stop exercising for all that time, you can really lose range of movement. Joints can stiffen up, muscles can shorten. So it really is beneficial if you can keep exercising. You may need to modify how you exercise, and that may mean that if you're used to running, you may want to try walking, or something like swimming or Tai Chi can also be very useful. It's often useful to use an aide-de-memoire to help you to remember to exercise, because I know it is hard work to exercise when you're in pain. So perhaps every time you answer the telephone, perhaps every time you visit the bathroom, make that a trigger to think, oh, have I checked my posture? Have I gone through my neck exercises? Have I gone through my back range of movement exercises? Some people find heat really beneficial to help ease their pain and ease their stiffness. It can be very useful if you have a hot shower or a hot bath. Some patients can find that they can actually do some gentle exercises in the bath, or perhaps more safely to do the exercises once you're back on dry land, so after the bath or after the shower. Just ease through a few range of movement exercises. If you've got a painful neck, perhaps using a heat pad for 10 minutes might be beneficial, and then do your neck exercises after that. Remember, the bed is a nice, warm, cosy place, so perhaps first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed, it's useful just to do some trunk side to side twists or some gentle neck movements, just to gently ease yourself from that stiffness that you may have woken up with into now feeling as though you can move a little bit more and ease yourself out of bed. If fatigue is a particular problem for you, you need to learn how to pace yourself. There's a great temptation that on a day you wake up feeling really well and healthy, that you think, oh, I must get through that to-do list and do everything on your list just because you're having such a good day. You try and do too much on one day, and then the next day you wake up and you're feeling exhausted and totally washed out. And then you don't achieve half as much as what you want to achieve that second day. Or perhaps you don't achieve anything. It's even too difficult to get out of bed. So it's about learning to pace. AS is one of those diseases, there's nothing visible. It's that invisible illness. So it's important that you do let your friends and family know how you're feeling. If you're having a bad day, perhaps you may have a code word that you may say to your family, just to put them in the picture. Also at NAS, they've got some coloured bracelets which may be beneficial, either red, orange or green. Red, you're having a bad day, perhaps it means you're experiencing a lot of pain. Amber, it's a difficult day, so watch out, but I'm okay. And green means you're having a good day. These are available from the NAS website. When you're experiencing a flare, it's worthwhile just making a mental note or perhaps even a physical note to what you found beneficial and what's helped you during a flare, what exercises you found have helped, or what medication or what things you've enjoyed doing that have just helped ease the pain or helped with your feeling of stiffness or fatigue. Some patients find it useful to have an emergency flare box. In this, it's entirely up to you what you put, but I'd recommend that you make sure you have a supply of your medication. Make sure that it is up to date, especially if you don't take your medication on a regular basis. It can go out of date without you realising. So from time to time, do just check. You might also want to make sure that you have a ready supply of heat pads or cold pads, whichever you find beneficial. It may be that you sneak your favourite chocolate bar in there. It may be that also pictures of happy family occasions are useful for you to look through when you're feeling a bit down or in pain. All these things are just useful distractions to help you through your next flare. Some hospitals have a flare helpline, or they have a physiotherapist that you can contact, or perhaps a rheumatology nurse. And it's just useful to know that you have that as backup. So do try and find out what your local hospital has to offer. It is important that you do regular exercise. Some patients find it easy to go to the gym or to join a swimming club or some kind of regular exercise class. Remember, NAS has its own branches that run local exercise groups. These groups are run by a qualified physiotherapist. So go onto the NAS website and see if there's a group near you. Often these groups have hydrotherapy, which is a really lovely form of exercise in warm water and can be very beneficial, especially if you're experiencing a flare in your symptoms.